Good afternoon, friends, and we are back again with our Facebook Live. Today we have Dr. Debra Josh from Apollo Hospitals, Kolkata. And today's topic, what is the coronavirus 15 minutes rule? Sir, if we can discuss this in details with the first and the primary question, what is this 15-minute rule?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to have an interaction with all of you. Today I have been given a topic of 15 minutes rule. The term has been coined by the Cleveland Clinic for how long a patient will remain infectious and how long a patient should come in contact with another person to be susceptible to get infected with COVID-19. So from this the 15-minute rule has come.
Right. So, why is this important?
Now, what was earlier thought as a patient who is not wearing mask and a normal individual who comes in contact with that patient for suppose 3 to 4 minutes. So it has been taken that this period was not significant enough to be getting infected with COVID-19. But later on, all the researchers have found that it is the cumulative period. So if a patient before 2 days of the onset of the symptoms and up to the point until which he remains symptomatic, if he comes in contact with them for a period of at least 15 minutes throughout the day for in a span of 2 minutes, if it remains in contact for 15 minutes throughout the day for the time period, then he is susceptible to be getting infected. So this is why this 15 minutes rule is important, and the deviation from the earlier rule that a patient for a constant period of 15 minutes if he comes in contact, now it is not the constant period of 15 minutes, it is the summation of all the minutes which results in 15 minutes.
Is this a hard and fast rule to be followed?
No, absolutely not. There is no hard and fast rule of 15 minutes. We have seen patients who became positive for a brief period of also exposure. So it is any rule is not a gold standard rule. It is not that 15 minutes a patient with a high viral load, he is not wearing mask, the patient is not wearing mask. If they come in contact with a period of even 3 to 4 minutes, they also have the chance of encountering the COVID-19 and they also have the chance of developing the disease. So it is never an hard and fast rule. For any trial or any study, a period of minutes has to be taken. This is for that minute, but we have to be cautious. We have to always wear mask. We have to maintain the social distance. It is not that if you came in contact for even 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you do not have any chance of developing the disease. It is the period of 15 minutes which is significant enough we have found in all the studies. That is why the 15 minutes rule, but it is not an hard and fast rule.
Is the transmission time for other viruses the same, or do they differ?
No, it depend to different viruses. Suppose in case of measles, the exposure time is much less. It is much more contagious disease. The new COVID-19 strain which we have been talking in recent days, it is more contagious. The again influenza, it is comparatively less contagious compared to the other. Influenza different strain have different contagious periods, different transmission periods. So it varies from virus to virus, it varies from patient to patient, it also varies from the susceptibility of the patient to counter the virus. So it varies from individual to individual as well as from virus to virus.
People are talking about social distancing, and people are also talking about how they have been restricted to indoors. So is it safe to entertain people indoors or inside?
No, it is a wrong conception, because even in indoor, so it is always important to be for the elderly individuals to stay indoor during the periods of the pandemic. But at the same time, we also keep in mind that suppose in a gathering of 6% indoor or in a family of 6 people, now if a single person also goes for work in the day and he comes back home, he also may carry the virus. So even at home, and at the home especially during the winter months, we all know all the doors and all the windows are shut. so the chances of wind passing the virus is very less. So if there is any virus, and it will stay even indoor, and the persons, the vulnerable ones, are more susceptible to develop the disease. So even at indoor, we must maintain the personal hygiene measures, we must maintain the socialization protocols, we must not encourage any big gatherings nowadays. As the number of cases are declining, we already are going back to the old system or old gatherings, and we are encouraging the family functions, we are encouraging the family. This should not happen. We should be still cautious enough until the vaccination, or at least 3 to 4 months after vaccination, to see the results. Before that, we should not keep ourselves loose, and we should not entertain these kind of things.
Well, there has been unlocks in the country, so people have started going out to work. People have started visiting other homes as well. So, how to protect yourself from coronavirus if you are required to enter different homes?
First, before entering the home, I will strictly encourage everyone not to go to any other one's home unless it is absolutely necessary. Now, if it is absolutely warranted, then before entering the home, at least maintain the sanitization, which I will not discuss today, because everyone knows in the span of 10 months, last 10 months, what to do and what not to do regarding the sanitation measure. Only thing which I will emphasize, that strictly maintain those rules and strictly maintains the social distancing, wear mask, and unless it is absolutely necessary or unless it is absolutely warranted, don't do this kind of things.
How do we protect ourselves from COVID-19 while we are standing in queues or lines?
Now this is a very important. Nowadays all the banks have been opened up, all the malls. Now you need to go to the shops also, you need to go to the grocery shop. So the best thing or the ideal thing is to make a mark on outside the shop, so that in a queue the person should strictly follow those marks and maintain the distancing. And also you should wear the gloves and you should wear the mask. You should not touch the, as we all know, you should not touch the currency directly with your hands, and also carry a small bottle of sanitizer with all of you. So these are the sort of measures which you need to follow while standing in a queue.
Is it possible to do things safely right now?
It is possible to do the things safely right now, but the important thing, we should not keep ourselves loose, we should not be too relaxed, because everyone is thinking, as the cases or numbers are declining and we are very close to the vaccination, so everyone, and also everyone is tired of these 10 months or 11 months of boring lives. So but I will still encourage everyone to follow the strict rules for at least 3 to 4 months.
So, before we conclude today's discussion, this session today, we always try to end it on a positive note. So, people are scared. They are still scared and they do not know how the vaccine would reach them and how they would benefit from it. So, let's say we talk about two positive points to stay safe on our own.
No, because the positive things are that the numbers are declining. The total number of active cases, total number of deaths, total number of cases, all the parameters are on the decline curve, and probably the vaccination will start from 16th, as we all know. So even it is, and another thing which I want to stress is that it is not necessary to vaccinate every person. Even if you vaccinate 1/3 of the entire population or 1/4 of the entire population, the transmission cycle will be broken. So don't get panicky, uh, and don't go for the black marketing of all the vaccines. The government will follow the rules, the tier system will be followed. Those with greater necessity or those who have greater exposure to the viruses will be vaccinated first, followed by other priority persons. And I will end on a positive note. We waited for 10 months period, and although we lost a good number of our friends and a good number of individuals, but it is not a it is a disease still which has a death rate of only 3 to 4%. So we should not be too panicky, but at the same time we should not be too much relaxed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts and speaking with our audience today. I'm sure they'll have more questions and we'll get them answered by you. Till we meet again with our audience, thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.